They don't like us and we don't like them. Those are the words of Virginia Tech safety Khalil Ladler when asked about UVA. Now, it's been 13 years since the Hokies have fallen to the Hoos, but don't let the lopsidedness of this rivalry fool you. This in-state matchup is just as heated now as it's ever been before. With a handful of new players and $500,000 freshly spent on renovations to the venue, there's plenty for players and fans alike to be excited about for the season opener tonight at 7 o'clock. After dropping out of ACC contention last week, there were a lot of questions surrounding how the Hokies would respond. Well, the answer came by way of a 28-22 loss to the Yellow Jackets that saw Bud Foster's defense give up an uncharacteristic 401 yards of total offense to Georgia Tech and 4 touchdowns to boot. 1985 and 1986. Those are the 2 years that are embedded in the minds of every single Virginia Tech basketball player. Why, you may ask? Because it's the last time that the team made it to the NCAA tournament in back-to-back seasons, a task they hope to accomplish again this year. This Saturday, the Hokies will travel down to Greenville, North Carolina to face a familiar foe in the East Carolina Pirates, a team that has beaten the Hokies in 2 of their last 3 meetings. Since the creation of the program in 1988, the Craig County Rockets have only had 2 winning seasons. With the new head coach in town, the football program is hoping to finally lift off once and for all. Golf legend Phil Mickelson has teamed up with the folks at the Greenbrier to help rebuild and reconstruct the course after last year's floods. From inner Sandman to the lunch pail defense, the Virginia Tech football program is full of rich traditions. But one legacy that the defensive backs look to fulfill is upholding the unit's nickname as DBU.
Everybody knows this is DBU, so we living up to it is something very important and big to us. So when it comes down to it, we know if we're not playing good in the back in the secondary, then the outcome for the game could be very, very bad.
The Hokies have had 24 defensive backs selected in the NFL draft since 1997. With a culture like that already in place, cornerbacks coach Brian Mitchell had a big role to step into when he joined the program in 2016.
That first month or two, people start talking about DBU, and then all the number of DBs that have gone into the NFL that are still playing in the NFL, and I mean, that's remarkable. I mean, Coach Foster's done a tremendous job of fostering and creating that DBU here at Virginia Tech, and it's impressive. I mean, there's no other school like it.
Now that the defensive backfield at Virginia Tech has made a name for itself, the coaches put pressure on the DBs in order to make sure that the unit lives up to the expectations.
If you can get some D'Angelo Halls and some Cam Chancellors running around out there, wouldn't you want that? I mean, that's what they're living up to, you know, and that tradition is embedded here, and hopefully it's not going away, you know, anytime soon, at least not while I'm here.
With plenty of experienced players returning to the defensive backfield, it looks like DBU is staying put at Virginia Tech. From Blacksburg, Chase Parker, WSLS 10 Sports. We've all heard a story or two about perseverance. Misfortune strikes and someone comes along and turns it into a positive. One Virginia Tech football player has taken the biggest tragedy of his life and turning it into a story of honor and upholding legacy.
Virginia Tech kicker Joey Slye knows adversity. While he's had to kick in some pretty high-pressure situations before, nothing that he's ever had to face on the football field is as intimidating or soul-shattering as the obstacle that he had to overcome in 2014.
In 2014, my brother passed away. He was my older brother. At the time, he was 20 years old, so he's 2.5 years older than me. And he was diagnosed in 2012 with AML, which is acute myeloid leukemia. He fought for about 14 months and ended up passing away February 27, 2014.
Instead of allowing the tragedy to cripple him, Joey embarked on a couple of adventures to keep his brother's spirit alive. The first was starting the Sly Strong 6 Foundation, which is a non-profit organization meant to help families affected by cancer. More recently, he started a campaign to help raise money for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society in efforts to put an end to blood cancers.
So currently right now I'm running for Man of the Year. So I was nominated from some people inside of Richmond that are associated with LLS. And they just had me working campaigning money from March 12th to May 20th. Through that time, all the money that we fundraise is a vote for me, and May 20th will be announced the winner of Man of the Year.
With the help of the Virginia Tech football program, Joey's going to be holding a campaign event on campus to help raise money for the cause.
So yeah, we'll just be fundraising. We have a big event planned right now for the indoor facility, April 23rd, to the day after the spring game. It'll just be an opportunity for the students at Virginia Tech to come out and fundraise in honor of my brother.
Joey's perseverance and dedication to keeping his brother's legacy alive has inspired many. Virginia Tech head coach Justin Fuente is among the people that have been influenced by the kicker's actions.
He's a special young man, an adult, kind of along the same lines as some of those great seniors we had last year. And obviously he's been through some personal tragedy that he's trying to highlight or bring some attention to. So awfully happy that he's on our football team, and I know he's got the ear and mind and heart of many of his teammates.
In the meantime, Joey's honoring his brother by succeeding on the gridiron as well. After every field goal that he makes, he holds up a 6, which is the number that his brother wore back when he played football. If you want to help out with Joey's campaign, you can go to www.helpjoeykickcancer.com to donate. Possibly the biggest surprise in the ACC this year resides in Charlottesville. The UVA football squad is 4-1 for the first time since 2007 and is currently in second place in the ACC Coastal Division. This afternoon, they went down to North Carolina to face a struggling Tar Heels team. The Cavaliers are leading 3-0 with under a minute to play in the half. Kirk Bankirk fires a pass to Evan Butts, and the tight end rolls into the end zone for the touchdown. UVA led 10-0 at the break, but UNC fought back. The Tar Heels have the ball at midfield, and Carter runs to the outside and goes 47 yards for the touchdown. The Tar Heels are suddenly up 14-10. Cavaliers deep in their own territory. Bankirk throws a short pass to Alameda Zacchaeus. The junior goes down the sideline, breaking tackles 81 yards to the end zone. The Wahoos retake the lead. But here's the play of the game. Late in the fourth, on 4th down, UVA needs a stop, and Chris Peace comes up with a huge sack. Maybe got a little bit of face mask there, but it's not called. And UVA takes down North Carolina 20-14.
We're in a good spot that if something does happen like that, that we have the defense to make a stand. So, our defense is the heart and soul of our team, and I think that's playing to a really good strength.
Moving across the Commonwealth to Liberty, the Flames opened up conference play against Kennesaw State. After being tied at 7, the Owls surged ahead, scoring 28 unanswered points, including this 26-yard scoring run by Shaquille Terry. It eventually grew to a 35-7 deficit for the Flames, but they responded with 21 unanswered themselves, including B.J. Farrell's 7-yard touchdown catch and this beautifully thrown 30-yard dart to Gandy Golden. But Kennesaw State did enough to close it out, and they win 42-28. The Ferrum Panthers were back on the field today following a bye week. Well rested and ready to keep pounding in the USA South, they welcomed in LaGrange today. Cheerleaders with a lot to cheer about for their Panthers. Ferrum scores off of a LaGrange interception with this Brian Mann 7-yard dash to the promised land. 12-0 Panthers. Legendary head coach Hank Norton was on the field for his 90th birthday, liking what he sees. Jumping ahead to the third quarter, it's Mann back on the case. This time marches 47 yards to the house. Ferrum goes up 19-10. Later, after a LaGrange score, Ferrum gets back on top again, and thanks to who other than the man with the hot hand, Brian Mann. This time it was 66 yards. He finished the day with 254 yards and breaks the school record with 5 touchdowns. Ferrum wins 34-20.
When we go down, we usually lean on a guy that's been a big part of our team for the last year and a half.
It's game 2 of the American League Championship Series today in Houston, where last night the Astros beat New York to take a 1-0 lead in the series. Bottom of the 4th, 1 out. Carlos Correa at bat for the Astros. He slaps the 4-seamer for a solo home run to right field. Houston takes the 1-0 lead. Yankees respond in the next frame. Todd Frazier drives this one in the left field, and look at this, it gets stuck in the fence for a ground rule double, scoring Hicks. Yankees tie up the game at 1-1. Bottom of the 9th, same score, 1 out, and Jose Altuve is at first base, and it's Carlos Correa again. This time doubles. The throw to home plate is bobbled, and Altuve is safe at home for the walk-off win. Houston takes the 2-0 lead in the best-of-5 series. That's it for sports. I'm Chase Parker, 10 News.